What's up, Beetle shit? How are you, butthead?
I smashed my joy buzzer into his face.
Okay. Let's see. Is that I think it's a melee attack, but I'm gonna say you have advantage on it. Like you're considering how he brought you up to his face.
Yeah, it's a melee spell attack, so plus 6.
And Rob, in post, play that same sound effect of Steve from previously. That's what he exclaims when he.
That's actually gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna save that as a loop. Yeah.
Could be the stop
new
sound
Wilhelm
for
scream.
everything Beetle.
Yes.
The Wilhelm whimper.
So I'm operating. I'm scared to death. This is my instinct. This isn't a brave action. I don't want this to come across as a brave action. This is a oh my god, what the fuck? I gotta get out of here action. Does everyone get that?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
100%.
Okay, that's tracking.
All right,
yeah.
great.
Don't worry, we don't.
We know you're a
construe you as
coward.
brave.
All right,
Yeah.
terrific. I just want to make sure. All right, excellent. I got a 22.
All right. Roll for damage.
It just becomes scanners. His head explodes.
Whatever he rolls, I assure you, Little Griff has way more hit points than that.
I shouldn't
But
roll a
his name's
d20.
Little Griff.
I shouldn't roll a d20 for damage.
No, not so much.
Why
I
not?
still got a 1.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't have to mention that you did that.
It's a 4 lightning damage.
All right.
I'm basically
yeah,
I'm trying
still-
I'm trying to like startle him to get him to release me.
And let's see. So yeah, as you shove your joy buzzer into his face and send a shock through him, he does recoil. And let's do a Constitution check to see if
He's probably good at that.
He's very good at that. But he rolled a 4, so he's not that good at it. I'm gonna say he drops you.
You got a rock.
So when I drop, the glamour drops, and I yell, "I told you this was a bad idea!" And then I run out the door.
All right, you're just gonna book it for this door.
Yes.
Actually, at a full dash, you don't quite get there, but you are on your way. As this is happening,
I'm imagining he stopped to catch his breath 3 feet away from the door.
the Griff's guards begin rushing toward him.
Oh my god.
As this is happening, the young elf that Rosie was talking to earlier, who you learned was named Garrett, Garrett yells out, "Hey there! Hey, take that outside!"
And I yell as I'm running, "I'm trying!"
And as Griff stands back up, kind of recovering, he just snarls, "Oh, don't worry, I'm taking it outside." And he is going to run after you.
Can I throw what's left of my beer onto the ground in hopes of him slipping?
Sure, let's give it a try.
Sounds like there's not that much beer left, though.
I was like
Well, no,
halfway
you
done.
didn't need one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that's a.
I'm picturing like the scene in The Prancing Pony with the hobbits where she's dealing with the full pint and it's just like as tall as she is.
I'm just gonna call that a dex check.
a what check?
Dexterity check.
Okay. 18.
Okay, I would say that is successful. As Griff pushes past Libertarius, you throw what's left of the beer in your glass out onto the floor in front of him, and he's going to need to make a dexterity check. And he only got a 2, so he's going to fail that check. He tries to run after Septimus, but slips on the beer that you threw on the floor and just falls flat on his face,
And now
skidding toward.
Sorry, now I'm going to throw my empty beer glass at his head while he's on the ground.
Oh my god.
All right. Improvised weapon, that's going to be... I think that's a... you know what the hell? I'm going to call a glass a finesse weapon.
Cool.
You can use your dexterity for that, too.
Okay, and just to be clear, the second I do this, I am booking it. I don't even look to see if I hit.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Add dex. Ooh. Okay. 6.
No. Yeah, so as he slips and hits the floor, you, a little drunk, as we've said, just whip your glass, and it flies and soars past him, and it smashes against the wall, and you are already running.
And I'm saying,
What
I'm
direction
sorry, as I'm running towards the door.
Which one? There are 2 doors.
Oh,
There's this one. that one.
where Septimus ran.
All right. You can make it. Home is 25, so you can make it this far. Actually, you did an action, so you can't dash. So you can make it like as far as this.
Can I hide under the table?
That would be another action. You can
Damn
try
it.
hiding on your next
Okay.
turn. Actually, God, you know what? I think at this point we're in initiative. Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
As soon as I said the word turn, I'm like, yeah, we're doing turn stuff now. Everybody roll for initiative. Let's start with, did anybody get more than a 20? It's possible. Did anybody get a 15 to a 20?
I got a 17.
17 for...
Okay.
Did you just raise your hand?
Yes.
Very good.
There's a video component to this too, Bill.
Anybody get between 10 and 15?
Yes, I got a 12.
As did I. Well, I got a 13.
Yeah, 13 as well.
Oh, which one of you has a higher dex?
I'm gonna say Rosie. I have a 12.
Yeah, it's.
She's a
me.
ranger, so
I
I
have
assume
a
it's higher.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. So
Roll initiative for every member of the bar.
Well, when we were
Because you know what? They all love a good
Well, I
bar
was gonna-
fight.
at the moment they're staying out of it, except for all of Griff's
I was going to
guards.
say, when we were rolling with Mike, there would be the opportunity for him to magically coerce a bunch of people to fight in this fight.
That's right.
Yeah, so many innocents died because he forced them into fights.
There is an argument halfway through season 1 where you're talking about who's killed the most people, and I had to point out, if we factor in innocent people, it was Mike by a mile.
Yeah, Nick and I only killed bad guys.
I think.
Pretty sure.
Point of view is really important with that.
Smash cut to the cold body of that livery cab driver. His family crying behind him.
He didn't die. You told me he got thrown in the jail cell with the other guy I did that to.
He was thrown into a jail cell in a coma. You're right.
That's healthcare in America for you.
It's probably fine. Okay. So top of the order is going to be Griff.
What?
He beat you by 1.
That sounds like Griff.
Even his dice rolls are consistent with your relationship with each
That's why
other.
they call him Griff. Total party kill. Tell Griffin.
But luckily, thanks to the, let's call it quick thinking of Rosie, he is currently prone, so he's got to use half his movement just to stand up. As he does, he points to you and he just says, "You're fucking dead, butthead." And
Wait, instead of Griff, I'm really feeling Biff vibes.
I was gonna
Nick,
say.
I want you to know something. That's exactly who
Yes.
this is.
it is not impossible that in creating a bully nemesis for our pal Steve, I immediately went to,
His favorite movie of all time.
yeah, it's possible.
Fair enough.
I
Now by that I mean I don't know what you're talking about. Will Griff tell Griffin is a completely original character that bears no resemblance to any
I
other
believe there was
entity.
a text message chain where I said in all caps, "Can you please have him call me a butthead?"
And Rob was like, "Who is this?"
That was already planned. So he's going to use half his movement to stand up, and then as he tries to push past this group, the human woman in the silver suit, as he tries to brush past her, she is going to put her foot out and try to trip him.
Ooh, like Marty.
Woo! Believe women.
And she
Yes.
and she succeeds. She got a nat 20. So very casually, as he scrambles after Septimus, she just kind of turns around, cigar still sticking out of her mouth, just kind of sticks one very nice polished dress shoe out, and Biff hits that.
Griff,
and once
Griff,
again,
Griff.
See, look what you did to me.
Yes.
And Griff hits that, and once again goes flying, smashing straight down into the ground.
We found Griff's kryptonite. Women.
And that's gonna be his turn then.
Rob,
Septimus.
can I? But real quick, I know it's not my turn, but can Libertarius point and say 10 points to Griffin floor?
I can't stop you, so yes.
I do that.
It isn't fitting with his character. He is the Deadpool. He
Yep.
is the Deadpool of our universe.
Yes. For some reason, Libertarius is the only one that really knows what's going on. Yes.
I don't need no initiative.
Septimus, you are up.
I continue to run out the door.
All right. Booking it out the door.
I turn and I'm on the stairs, right?
So you're outside the door. You're heading for the stairs.
Is there like enough space behind the door for an object?
This door.
Yeah, the door that I just left.
It's like the. Are you talking about? So when you talk about, is there enough space? Like the doorway itself.
Like, is there somewhere like behind the door I could place an object? Like, how are the doors?
Sure.
How are the doors? Are the doors like into the foyer, or are they into the?
Well, the doors open in.
Doors open in. Oh, okay.
We did establish the doors open in because that's how Abe did that gust of wind to get you inside.
Okay. Is there enough?
Yeah, sorry to define the
That's
direction.
okay. Is there enough space on the landing I'm on for like an object and for people to like get around it, or?
Yeah, I mean, in this grand entranceway, each of these individual squares is 5 feet.
Okay.
So you got like 55 feet of floor in front of you.
Okay, I would like to go to the like the curve of the balcony there. Is there a railing or something?
Well, there's a staircase that leads up to the second floor. You're on the ground floor.
Right. Okay. So
and you could get to about there.
Okay, I want to get to there, and then is that on the stair?
Stairs are in front of you. And then there's a set of stairs that lead up to a landing, and then a staircase ascends from either side
So
of that landing.
where you have me right, so I'll stay where I am, and I would like to cast Silent Image, and I would
Okay.
like to create an image of a barrel, and hide myself within the image.
Okay.
I would like to snake this. I would like to or Metal Gear Solid this.
All right. So
Like to
I just want to
solid
make sure.
Septimus this.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to read the wording of the spell. I will. Yeah, because physical interaction, things can pass through it, but if you are going to contain yourself within it, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right. And Silent Image, I think you just do it.
Yeah.
So yes, so as you run out the door and duck underneath the staircase, you crouch down and create an image of a large barrel around yourself. And I'm going to call this the hide action. So if you want to do a stealth check for me, we'll use that to establish how convincing it is.
We can call it the coward action. Whatever works.
Well, it depends on what he does after.
I suppose. He pees himself. Roll.
22.
Okay, yeah. You do you really get inside of the illusion you created, and it looks pretty convincing.
And I stay there.
Rest of the game.
I told you don't really need
That
to
is-
go to the next map. You can just
As you notice, the barrel just starts trickling.
Leaky barrel. Next up is Rosie.
Okay, so I am also probably just going to dart out as fast as I can. But before I do, I just want to give a quick little look over to the human woman. What's her expression right now?
Yeah, so you look up at that human woman. She is the one, you saw her when you walked in. She's dressed in the silver suit. She's got like the asymmetrical haircut, longer on top and brushed over the shaved side of her head. She's smiling. She glances down at Griff, looks over at you, and gives you a wink.
I smirk back, and then I book it out as fast as I can.
Which for a gnome is just shy of the door frame. Next up is Abe.
Well, seeing all my friends boogieing, guess I'm gonna run. So let's see. Where does 30 feet takes me right about to the other side of that table with the human woman, correct?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Pretty much like the midpoint of the table on either side. Like, not quite, because you can't occupy the same space as the dude sitting at the table, but roughly.
Okay. So I will go that far, and then I will... Oh, you know what? I will use my Thorn Whip on Logriff and try to pull him a little further back yet.
Okay. I believe we decided it's a melee spell attack.
Yes.
And it's a melee spell attack against a prone character, so you get advantage on the attempt.
All right. So, well, that's a good thing I get advantage because the first one was a 1. So, does a 15 hit him?
15 just hits him.
Okay. So he takes 1d6 piercing, which is one damage, but then I pull him 10 feet closer.
Okay. Yep, as you run around to the side of the table, you look down as little Griff is trying to get back to his feet. You lash out with your thorny whip. As it hits his ankle, he just goes, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then you drag him across the floor back closer to you. And next up is Libertarius.
Okay, so I'm really torn because
Nothing's
that
right.
food sounded great. That food sounded great, and it hadn't arrived yet. And so there's a part of me that wants to see if I can grab it to go before I take off.
Libertarius, do a perception check for me.
In bullet time, you see a waitress with food.
6.
6?
Wait, hang on. Do I have any modifiers?
I don't think they're
Perception.
good.
+0. Nope, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe grab it to go. You could ask the barmaid. You do see her cowering behind the bar over here.
Oh fuck! You know she seems busy. Okay, I book it. I follow Rosie and Septimus.
All right, which way do you want to go?
I was gonna head straight out, but I don't know if Abe's gonna maybe be. Can I can go 30 feet.
Yeah, so you could get up to where you're positioned. You could get just past the human woman. Would be the
Actually,
farthest you could get.
I would like to do that because then, if Abe needs some help, I'm still close enough. But
Right, actually, yeah. At that point, you guys are kind of almost flanking Griff.
yes.
And yeah, Abe was just trying to buy a moment.
All right, and at 30 feet, you still get an action.
Unless you want to dash.
You should bash.
dash or
Dash
bash.
or bash.
That's the smash or pash in the Wyvern Peninsula.
I will also bring up that, I mean, Libertarius is big enough. We've established I'm saying you're going around the table. If you want to just try to throw the table, that's also a possibility.
How dare you give me
It'll-
so many
it'll-
options?
It'll be your action and a strength check, an athletics check to try to throw the table, but that's certainly within Libertarius's capabilities.
So I could throw the table onto Griff?
Yeah. As far as exactly. I mean, Griff is prone immediately next to it, so that wouldn't be difficult. How far you can throw the table is really determined just by how high you can get that die roll to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to further incapacitate Griff.
Okay. As you run up, give me an athletics check to try to pick this table up and slam it into the prone Griffin. It is a large, solid oak table, so it's heavy.
That is a dirty 20.
That's enough. Libertarius rushes forward and kind of using his momentum comes down and then shoots up, upending this table and shoving it to slam down onto little Griff, who is prone at Abe's feet. It pushes these two older elves out of the way.
Get out of the way!
Actually, I guess let's see if they get out of the
Wait, never.
One of them does. The other is knocked over.
Sorry.
And roll. I'm gonna say that does 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
2d6. Yeah, that's 9 altogether.
All right.
Shit.
So he was just dragged across the floor to Abe. He turns around and goes, "What the fuck?" He's dragged across the floor. Libby rushes forwards and picks this table up and throws it down on top of him. He turns and he goes, "Oh, you fucking at," and he's cut off as the table lands on him with a crack. And he is now prone and restrained underneath this table.
Stone cold! Stone cold! Somebody stop it! He's broken in half!
These guards rush forward.
Yeah, of course they do.
What's all the fucking guards in Dungeons and Dragons? This is a bullshit. Why is everyone always going to have guards?
Here, I thought we tabled this discussion.
Yes!
Only one of them actually can get close enough to Libertarius to attack, but the other one is going to get close enough to give him advantage on the attack to flank you. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
Hits.
Come on, Nick.
Why do you ask these cruel questions, Rob?
Yeah, be better. Be better, Nick.
With Libertarius, I'm honestly not entirely sure. We haven't fought in a while.
No, my armor class is 18. It's good, but it's not 22 good.
So that's 7 slashing damage as he hits you with his sword. But, and I'm going to stop reminding you about this at some point,
Oh, I have resistance.
your heavy armor master subtracts 3 from it, so that's only 4 slashing damage. Garrett behind the bar is yelling for the guards as the patrons begin trying to make for the door. Back at the top of the order, it's Griff's turn again. He is going to attempt to throw this table back towards you, Libertarius. It's going to be tricky from a prone position. He's going to have disadvantage.
And doesn't he have to break his restraint before he can do anything? Not to be a pedant, but, you know.
What's the table that's restraining him?
The table's
isn't it?
what's restraining him, so it is his action. This is it. It's him trying to get out of it.
Oh, yeah, so it's all kind of one big thing, yeah.
It's all kind of one. Yeah, it's still the same action. So, but it doesn't matter because he's not quite able to do it. He turns underneath it and tries to get in like a bench press position to throw the table up, but with how he's positioned and where he's at, it's too heavy. He can't quite get it off of him, and he is still prone, restrained, and that was his action. So, Septimus, we're back to you, hiding in the barrel outside the room.
Can you do stuff from in your barrel?
Not without breaking the illusion.
Like, can you...
Well, he
Can
can
you
piss
see-
himself.
Yeah.
Can you see outside it, or do you see the inside of a barrel from your perspective, too?
I would say you can't see outside of it. I think that's the trade-off for hiding inside of the image. You can pass through it, but it is still like it is like a visual prop. Like you've clipped inside of it, and you're in the image.
Okay, so it says that you can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range of, I assume but within 60 feet, I guess it says range here for silent image. Would it be possible for me to Looney Tunes style have my legs like appear underneath it, like I'm holding it like over my body, and you just see my legs go as I continue to walk forward?
Mechanically speaking, I think it is a thing where you have to move and then move it, or move it and then move. But considering it won't have any mechanical effect at this moment, I'm fine allowing.
Okay,
that.
all right.
In the future, if it's if someone was watching you, no. But for our purposes right now, sure.
Okay. Cartoon-like. a pair of legs spring up, and the barrel lifts itself into the air, and then walks. Well, I guess I can't see, so I guess I'd have it.
I was just about to say, so you can't see, but you can hear. And so after you rushed out and hit in the barrel, you heard essentially a lot of yelling and swearing, a crash, more swearing, a larger crash, and then general commotion.
I'm just gonna move forward as far as I'm able to determine what forward is based on my orientation when I.
So the question is forward. Where are you trying to get to? The front door?
Yeah, continuing to try to leave the building.
I'm going to say if you're maintaining the illusion, if you're trying to move stealthily, you can't dash. So you can get about that far, and there would be a barrel in the middle of the room.
And you call my idea
Yeah,
stupid.
this doesn't seem. But I've committed. I've already said I was going to do all this, so.
So
I like the idea that you walk like you're walking like the barrel's covering you, but you're actually perfectly clear, and then the barrel just catches up to you.
Yeah. just I've already committed to doing this. It'd be cowardly of me to say, no, never mind, Rob, I'm going to do something else. So I'm cartoonishly trying to walk this barrel out of the door.
Well, and as I said, there's no one out there looking at you, so it's fine. You continue moving toward the door. Rosie, you're up next.
All right, so I do have a sling, and I think before I continue booking it out, I might turn to him and try and sling meaning slingshot. I'm guessing is what.
Yeah, we can flavor it that way.
Yeah.
Like I think like in the book it's like sling, but if you want to do it as like an arm slingshot, that's pretty cool. I like that idea.
Cool. So yeah, I'll just try and get one more hit at him. Table. Actually, where are his soldiers? There's only 2 that are kind of threatening my friends right now.
If you look, this,
Yeah.
this, and this. These 4 guys that are kind of running toward. 2 of them are running toward Libertarius, and 2 of them are running toward Abe. They were his retinue of guards that he had with him.
Gotcha. All right, I'll get prone, dude. Better chance of hitting him, I feel like. Oh, unless the. Go ahead.
No, you would. You would
Yeah.
have advantage on the attack from range
Cool.
because you are at range. The thing I was going to ask, because I know Rosie has magic stone. So are you hitting him with just a rock, or are you going to use magic stone?
You bring up a really, really great point. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do magic stone as well. Well, is that's sorry, is that a bonus action?
I believe it's a bonus action to make a stone magic, and then you can.
Yeah, it is.
use
Okay.
the shot to fire it.
Cool. So yeah, I'll do that. Cool. So yeah, that's perfect. So magic stone and the slingshot, and then a plow. I got a. What do I add to my attacks?
If you're using the sling to do it, it's going to be dexterity.
Excellent.
And proficiency.
That's
Oh yeah,
gonna
because
be
you would be proficient. So
yeah, it's gonna be an 18.
that hits.
Cool. 1d4 magic stone.
1d6.
So would that be 1d6 on top of the 1d4 damage that would just come naturally with the weapon?
I think that's been argued and never answered properly. I'm gonna say yeah.
As in both 2 separate. Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
well,
All right.
yeah.
All right. So
I have one rule I've said consistently is bigger numbers more fun. So I'm gonna stick to that.
Okay.
Math.
5 damage.
Seeing what's happening behind you, Rosie, as she hits the door, turns. Do you actually? I should ask that. Do you still want to go? Because you can move toward the door, turn, and fire.
Yeah. So if I don't take an action, I can move 25 feet.
If you take an action, you can move 25 feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you don't, you can use the dash action to move 50 feet.
So I think I've got a little bit of my nerves back. I think I'm going to stand my ground where I'm at currently. I'm kind of a little set on impressing this human over here. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe back up a little bit more, but I'm not gonna fully leave the room.
We'll just put you in the doorway.
Perfect.
Rosie hits the door, turns around, takes aim with her slingshot. Griff, failing to lift the table off of himself, just kind of falls back and his head hits the ground. He looks back behind him and just sees you not really much higher off the ground than he is, prone on the floor. And from across the room, you just let loose with your slingshot the glowing missile that it fires from your pouch of magic stones, slams, hitting him square in the forehead and exploding in a flash of light as it hits his head, doing, how many did you say, 5 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say
And
that when I use Magic Stone too, it temporarily brands them with a big old R?
Hell yes.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah, so as he goes, ah! The explosion clears, and you just see there is now just a crooked R branded on the side of his forehead.
Libertarius looks and says, "Talk about brand recognition."
That one doesn't even make sense.
I do not laugh. I don't laugh.
The human woman
That's a good burn, man.
looks over toward you
Yes, it is.
and nods approvingly with a smile.
Yeah!
Lauren has abandoned all of us and is now desperately trying to get this NPC to like her.
She's found her new wife.
Believe women.
It's working so far.
She just keeps saying that.
Abe.
I guess I'm wondering, OOC, if, I mean, it doesn't seem like we should really be just killing this gent right in the bar, correct?
I mean, yeah. I don't even need an insight check to know that that's...
Right, like, it doesn't...
That's not necessarily... I mean, you could try if you'd like to, but you would know there would be consequences for that, even not being from around here.
So then, I will stomp on the table that is Griff on my way towards running out the door.
Terrific.
I was going to do that too.
You can.
And then I guess if I'm just going 30 feet, I can still do something. So I will use my Druidcraft to instantly light a small fire on that table.
Okay. I would say because it is like a beer-soaked oak table, all varnished. I'm gonna need a roll of some kind to see if it'll catch.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want just like a straight up or down, like an odds roll?
Yeah, but you know what? Let's not do straight odds. What I'll do is let's treat it like a because what's your spell save DC?
14.
I'll just see if the table beats it.
Okay.
I got it. Table got an 18.
That is a tough
It's a
fucking
great
table.
So yes, as you stomp,
We should have asked
on,
that table
like,
to join us.
So as you rush to get toward the door, you hop up onto the table. You give it kind of like a quick monkey stomp, which sends this flare of flame erupting on all around your feet, lighting up this portion of the bar. It does not catch the table, but it does look cool as you continue running toward the door.
And now it smells like hot beer.
Yes.
Ugh.
Libertarius, you're up
Rob,
next.
can I ask you a question? Where are Zooks and Crunchy?
They went up to the room.
I see.
They're
They
napping
had better
comfortably.
shit to do.
Yeah,
And also really, really high on Rosie's
that-
stuff.
when they
That thing
exactly
we all
when
should
they
have
left,
done. Why did we go to the bar?
Crunchy literally said he was going upstairs to go to bed, and Zooks was going upstairs to check the room for traps or other threats.
That's so
you-
Zooks.
Don't know where the room is, just that it was upstairs.
Terrific.
Even better.
All right, Rob, if I wanted to head towards the door and stomp on the table on my way out, the guard would still get an attack of opportunity on me?
That one would, yes.
But otherwise I could do that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I've had greater odds against me just in this very campaign, actually. But I don't want to push that too much, especially since cowardly Septimus has already taken off. So he's hiding, not even in a real barrel, in an imaginary barrel. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to run towards the door, and as I take my first big step towards it, I'm going to really leap up in the air and jump on the table and then continue on my way out.
All right. Yeah, the guard only got a 2. So he swings his sword and you duck away from it as you rush down, just like Abe before you, monkey stomping on top of the table.
Exactly.
You hear a "Ah!" underneath your feet as you continue running, and you are right behind Abe.
So it doesn't do any damage. It's just ow, my nose.
Yeah, he's
Re-broke the nose.
Yes.
Then these 2 guards are going to rush forward, and they are going to lift this table off of him. Yeah, they succeed. Yeah, they succeed in lifting the table off of him. And then they're going to be joined by guards. So all four of his boys are now surrounding Griff, the first group gets the table off of him. The second group helps him up. And top of the order is Griff. Okay, yeah, and as he stands, he says, "Oh, okay, you're fucking dead." And he brings out this massive claymore from behind his back.
Oh boy!
A huge double-edged greatsword, and he rushes forward and takes a swing at your back, Libertarius.
Coward.
Ooh. But he only gets a 10, which I know is not going to hit.
No.
So yeah, he swings wildly. You can feel the air be moved by this thing as it swings past your head. But his huge cleave goes wide, and he is still stumbling after you now, just waving this huge sword around. Back out to Septimus. Septimus, all you would have heard is from a muffled sound of Biff yelling, "You're fucking dead,"
Griff.
from
Griff.
God damn it. All you would have heard is the muffled sound of Griff yelling, "You're fucking dead," from the dining room. As you are still inside of the barrel in the middle of the floor, heading for the door.
In his mind barrel. Don't bother him.
I'm going to roll a d20.
Okay.
That's just for me,
Just
Steve.
yes, to determine for myself whether or not this is an inflection moment.
Well, you know what? I think we've been treating those as wisdom
Yeah.
checks. Yeah, because I mean that's what happens when you have to face a werewolf.
All right. I'm gonna do just a straight wisdom check to see if I can overcome my fear of the situation.
Or Grifphobia.
Is it good?
That depends on your point of view. So I'm sitting in the barrel, thinking I'm going to stand up and continue walking. I'm shaking. I hear Griff shout, "You're fucking dead." I have a moment where I think, I don't care about these people. I'm sure two of them I just met. Libertarius can take care of himself. I
just got hurt.
I know what this guy's capable of, and I just, years of abuse from this guy have a built-in grown terror from just years of the abuse I received at his hands. And yet, for some reason, I go, "God damn it." And I dispel the barrel, turn around, and full dash run back to the bar.
Okay.
Because I rolled a fucking natural 20 on my fucking bravery check.
Excellent. So when you say dash, are you using your rogue, your bonus action to dash? All right, so as you bust through the doorway, you see Rosie is standing in the doorway, and you now stand at her side. You see your buddy Libertarius is running as a mad little Griff is waving his huge claymore around behind him.
And I can still take an action, right? Because that was a bonus action.
Yes, you can.
I didn't think this part through.
No, wait. Since we're running towards the door, would we have just noticed him come back in?
Well, I'm gonna say this is gonna be a surprise for everyone. Like nobody's expecting anyone to run through the door. Like you are
Right.
By using your bonus action to dash in, I'm gonna say you're taking everybody by surprise.
By also being markedly brave.
Yes.
Also completely unexpected.
Here's what I do. I can't believe I'm doing this already. I was really thought this was going to be far down the line. I would get the chance to say this. So I come through the door. I see Griff, like perilously close to Libertarius and Abe. And with a shaky finger, I point at him and I say, "No, Griff, you leave them alone."
Yeah, okay. Roll persuasion. And you know what? I'm going to give you advantage. For me, I'm going to give you advantage. Not even because it necessarily makes sense in the world, but today it does.
I honestly thought I was going to get to say that in 5 months or something. That's a 15.
On a 15, as they're running, Griff does stop. But it is less him putting his weapon down as he turns and he looks past them and he just says, "What did you say to me, butthead?"
No, Griff. You leave them alone.
And that's I'm gonna say you did stop him in he is confused.
Hurt itself in its confusion.
Yeah.
And as he says, "Well, tell me, beetle shit, if I don't stop, what are you gonna do about it?"
I'm not going to tell you where all the drugs are hidden.
What? And as you say that, guards from Harmony Hill bust in through these back doors, with the guard captain you had met earlier, Captain Bosley, at the head of them, and he yells out, "All right, that's enough. One more person makes one more move, and they'll have to answer to us. Everyone, calm down, lay your weapons on the ground."
Capulets and Montagues.
Captain Bosley is who I talked to my first day on arrival, right?
It is.
Okay. I will do my best to, subtly, putting my hands up, and dropping my weapon, nodding my head towards Griff, and kind of winking knowingly at him.
Do a persuasion check.
Okay. I didn't know if that would be persuasion or performance. I'm equally deficient in both, but yeah.
Fuck you test.
This is a fuck you in particular test. But a 12.
Okay, you go to do that, being him. And as he makes eye contact with you, he just goes, "On the ground now!" Pointing you guys out. He says, You three, you two, everyone who was not involved in this, leave." And he points toward the other door. He says, "Garrett, you're closed for the day." And if nobody's going to resist,
Do we all
anybody
want to
resist?
run? Do we all want to try to
Do
run
any of us just try to nonchalantly shuffle out with the rest of the patrons?
Nick,
Honestly,
Nick,
probably Rosie could
I
get
mean,
away.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say
probably
I'm right by
Rosie
the
could,
door,
yeah.
so I actually might do that. I got a job to be at tomorrow. I gotta meet
And-
Thistle at 7 a.m.
do you want to try to slip out?
Yeah.
Stealth
Go
check.
for it.
It makes
Okay.
total sense.
Hope I don't embarrass myself. Okay, 14.
And let's see how Bosley does on his. Ooh, Bosley got a.
Wait. Sorry. I was looking at my strength. That's an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Bosley got a 22.
Shut up! Okay.
This is why he's captain.
As the guy, he has a very. This is something he's good at.
Can he at least say nice try when he catches me?
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
Is that important to you, Lauren, or to Rosie?
Yeah, I really, as Lauren, really need that right now.
as the as the guests begin to file out, Rosie, kind of half drunkenly, like whistling, just tries to like blend in. Unfortunately, again, she's one of the only non-elves in this room, so Bosley looks over and just says, "Not you." Griff looks over toward him and says, "All right, Captain, you want us to stay too?" And Bosley doesn't react. He just says flatly, "No, Mr. Telgriffin, but I do need you to leave the premises. You can go back to... I do need you to leave the premises. We will arrange for separate accommodations for you and your men tonight." Griff looks between you and him, and then finally he puts his claymore back into its scabbard, and he just says, "All right, see you all at the negotiation." And then he looks over towards you, Septimus, and he says, "I'll be seeing you around, butthead. If you know what's good for you, you'll make like a treant and get out of here." And then he and his boys head out the opposite door. As the human woman passes by you, Rosie, she looks down and she just says, "Nice job, kid," and walks out.
I blush.